somewhere near this beautiful wrinkle in the precious skin of Mother Earth, lives a 24-year-old woman who wishes to be more sustainable. Welcome to my home! Documenting the summer of 2014 to voice my choice of eco-friendly living. The engine does not run, so just using the shell as a shelter. I needed a solid one before monsoon season, and so in the rush forgot the importance of a level ground, and later had to borrow a 20-ton jack to lift the south tires so that daily life wouldn't keep messing with my equilibrium. With shiny silver walls because insulation was a must, it's now a cozy little off-grid studio. In this 1973 school bus, I am not connected to any running water, so I run my own. Initially from the community well, and into this epic water trailer. The association has a one-time $150 fee for a community member card, which you deposit money onto in town to be charged 3 cents a gallon for the well water. The retired government trailer houses a 275-gallon BPA-free cistern. From the mobile cistern, water is gravity-fed into its stationary twin. This second cistern, located in an insulated south-facing greenhouse, is only feet away from where my bus resides. And the final amenity for running water is a 5-gallon solar shower bag, with which I use to bathe like this. Didn't even use the full 5 gallons to get clean. How many can say they shower with less than 5 gallons of water? Also, on a shelf inside my bus, I've made a contraption to use the solar water bag as a kitchen faucet as well, to be able to wash dishes and clean and all that other domestic stuff until the bag runs out. And I walk over to the cistern inside the greenhouse to refill it. I've become much more active running my own water, and have fully grasped water's volume to weight ratio. Obviously, there's no plumbing from the sink, so the used water, now referred to as gray water, is caught in buckets and still has many uses. Plants can receive beneficial nutrients from gray water if you're eating organically and cleaning with natural products. I also help out the few trees on my land and keep the mesa from burning down. Lastly, in order to have cold groceries, I refill plastic gallon water jugs with gray water. I then turn them into giant ice cubes for my cooler. You see, these two 200-watt solar panels give us 400 watts of power into these 6 golf cart batteries, which then get converted into AC power, enough power from the sun to run this deep freezer, where I exchange gray water ice cubes for melted ones about every 3 days. Because ice-cold beer is not a luxury, It's a necessity. So, as you can tell, water does not get wasted. And speaking of waste, I knew that documenting this life would get intrusive, so let's talk about it. There is no toilet flushing my poo with 5 to 10 gallons of fresh drinking water. If you have never heard of humanure, it's something worth looking into. Simply peat moss and sawdust. Some add a third agricultural byproduct. This mixture eliminates the smell of human manure and altogether feeds small organisms, creating valuable soil nutrients that enhance plant growth. When it's full, I walk my poop bucket over to the quarantined compost pile, where the microorganisms proliferate during the curing period of at least 1 year. The decomposition kills off pathogens for plant nutritious organic material. I'm proud to not be taking part in sewage, water waste, or environmental pollution, but instead supporting soil fertility. So, I take care of my shit. I take care of myself, off the grid, on my own. It's not a lifestyle for everyone. Maybe one day it will be, by force or by choice. For me, I'm choosing to be more self-sufficient. And by the way, there are much more luxurious ways of sustainable living. And I'll get there. As for garbage waste, I have 2 trash cans in my bus. One for food anything, which I take into town when full, and the second is all my trash that does not have any food particles deteriorating or decomposing it faster. And that actually ends up being the majority of my consumer waste. Tiny stuff at first, but once compiled, it's simply mass, together taking up a nice size of useful space. As for my recyclable trash, I believe the correct order is reduce, reuse, then recycle. And so, this is my reusing center. From aluminum to steel cans, all types of plastics, cardboard, and glass bottles, I have a plan for repurposing them all. Mainly as building materials, but in a way it's also a new art form. You know, there are actually a lot of trash materials that can be used to build with, like these tires here. Tire landfills are some of the worst things for this planet, with mountains of them so big they can literally be seen from space. Yet here they can have a second purpose in life, where they're used as 400-pound bricks, with dirt, sand, rock debris, basically any earth matter you have around the land you're building on. It's almost shocking how much you can fit inside each one. And because they're so compacted, a tire wall can help tap into thermal mass. Each will literally absorb the heat from the sun's rays hitting the tire wall because they are so dense and have so much mass. They'll then dissipate that heat into the room once the sun goes down. I kid you not. And same goes with trapping the cool temperature just below the crust by bringing the earth up the back of the tire wall. I think it's pretty great how humans have evolved to use the laws of nature in our favor and have the home work for us. And there is a summer's worth of my useful trash. The carbon footprint ends with the consumer. Rather than it all sitting in a landfill, it'll now sit with purpose, as insulation in the dome of my geothermal doghouse. I know that if I want to make a difference, I need to lead by example, which is also why I'm documenting this. I want to expose people to the notion that this way of living is within reach. I also know I need to be the change I wish to see in the world. And I really wish to see the human species not be such a cancer to the earth. We all only have this one home, and by we all, I mean every living being. the plants that are living beings, the sponges at the bottom of the ocean, to the birds flying overhead. We are all related, for we all have the same essential greatest of grandmothers, Mother Earth, and we all go back to her once we travel on past this life. So I feel we should not abuse her while we're here. We need to live with this planet, not just on it with no connection. Again, these are just my views, not for everyone, but I have hope in humanity as we grow consciously, and if we use our ability to choose, I am positive we will change this world for the better. Find your voice. Live your choice.